Hello everyone, Donnie Wanders here, and today I have wandered to the Crowbar Lakes Trail System in Porters Lake, Nova Scotia. Before we get started, here is a map of this whole area. I'm here, so there's a bunch of loops here. This one is quite short, so I'll probably do that. I suspect I'm going to do the entire Spriggs Brook trail. And then after that, I'm going to decide if I want to do this red loop or even if I want to do this entire blue loop. The entire thing is around 18 kilometers. And there is this little orange loop down here as well. So I'll see how I'm feeling. This is a very rugged trail, and it starts with a pretty good uphill climb. And this is a wilderness trail as well, so I know what I'm getting into, and that's why I don't know how much of this trail I'm actually going to do today. Last night when I was getting ready, or decided last night that I was going to do this hike because the weather looked really good, I was so gung-ho. And then this morning when I got up, I kind of lazed around for a while and almost didn't come because I was like, I just wasn't feeling it. Now that I'm here, really glad that I came, and also I'm really glad that last night I prepared all my stuff, like all the stuff that I thought I would need. I kind of got it sorted out. So I guess, like, if you're ever just feeling totally unmotivated to do a hike in the moment, if you can just like get yourself past that unmotivation and get out, like sometimes it really works out. And I'm really glad that I'm here today, especially since I have the trail all to myself. I'm so shocked because this is quite a popular trail. One of the reasons that I really wanted to do this trail today is because the forecasted temperature today is a high of like 15, I think. And once it gets above that, I find it too hot to do this trail. Mainly because it is like, there's quite a lot of elevation here. I also was highly motivated to do this trail because there aren't too many bugs out at this time of year. And this is a pretty swampy area, or swampy's not quite the right word, but it's certainly kind of a wet area, and bugs can be quite ferocious here, mainly mosquitoes and black flies. So this was a trail that I kind of only do this trail on the shoulder seasons because of the temperature and the annoyance of biting bugs. One of the things that I was really looking forward to when I was getting ready to do this hike last night was eating lunch in the woods, which is such a simple pleasure, but really enjoyable. So I don't even have anything like really, really good. I just have like a backpacking meal, like a pre-made backpacking meal that my very thoughtful sister got me for Christmas because she knows that I will use them, and they are kind of expensive. Like they're $15 for mac and cheese or lasagna, which is what I have today. I think I have mac and cheese today, but she got me those two meals for Christmas. So really grateful to have a backpacking meal to eat somewhere on this trail. And I think that the location of the backpacking meal will not be determined by how hungry I am, but will be determined by whether or not there's a water source nearby, because I stupidly packed my water bottle without filling it up. So I have a water bottle that holds 1.2 liters of water. And it was like a little more than half full when I grabbed it from my shelf where I keep all my hiking stuff and like packed it in the bag, but didn't think to actually like look at it. Like it was weighty enough that I knew there was water in it, and then I just forgot to fill it up. So I'm drinking old water from the last trip that bottle went on, and I will need water to rehydrate my lunch. So once I find a suitable water course, that's probably where I'll stop and prepare my lunch. I do have I have water purification tablets with me. I have my camp stove, so if I need to purify water, I can also just like boil the water, which I have to do anyway, but you have to boil it for like a minute, I think they say, to kill off any bacteria that might be in the water. So, and luckily on this trail, we will cross, I have already crossed over a couple of small, like little tiny water courses that the water was nice and clear and would have been suitable to fill up my water bottle. But I'm going to be passing over Spriggs Brook in a little bit here, and then if I continue on, this trail goes alongside a couple of lakes as well. So my idiocy in not packing enough water is of no consequence today, thankfully. I'm making my descent down to Spriggs Brook, and this is one of my favorite stopping points on the trail. It's this lovely sheet of bedrock, but there's also a really nice view out there. That's Granite Lake, that if I'm ambitious enough, I will be alongside in just a few hours. And if not, I'll enjoy Granite Lake from up here. The trail just cuts down along this bit of bedrock and then turns into a soil and root trail once again. That sheet of bedrock that we were just walking on, which is right there, I think that continues along. You can't really see it under this section, and then pops out again right here. I love this rock wall on this section of the trail. Look at all these little plants. Aren't they so cute? Just growing out of a rock. I've arrived at Spriggs Brook. Here it is behind me. It's a pretty small little water course. That's upstream, and here's what downstream looks like. But I'm gonna fill up my water bottle here, and I'm hungry, so I'm gonna stop for lunch. Since the last time that I was here, this new bridge has been constructed, and it's awesome. The old bridge is over here. The remnants of it is just left in the water here, and as you can see, it was just like a couple of logs that were spanning this brook, and it was in pretty rough shape the last time I was here. So this brand new bridge is a really welcome addition to this trail. Here's my little stove setup today. I'm trying out a new, very lightweight, very small Toke's pot. Just checking to see the water is not boiling yet. And I just got this water from Spriggs Brook, which is like right there. So even after it boils, I'll wait for about 1 minute and then I'll add it to my mac and cheese. And this is the mac and cheese that I'm having today. And then it only takes 10 minutes until it rehydrates. And I cannot wait. I just had my lunch, my mac and cheese soup, because I stupidly added 500 milliliters of water instead of 300 milliliters. But you know what? It was still really tasty. It just wasn't creamy mac and cheese. It was soupy mac and cheese. But I choked it down. Luckily, I brought some gummy candy to supplement with, so I'm just sitting here eating my gummy candy, thinking about what I want to do next. If I continue on down the trail, I will hit Granite Lake in 1.8 kilometers. So I think I'm going to do that and then decide if I want to continue on, because that's where the next loop starts, at Granite Lake. Before I go, though, I'm going to fill up my water bottle. There's still a little bit of like tap water in it from home. But I'll finish that, fill my water bottle, and I made sure that in my little emergency safety kit, I have aqua tabs, which are chlorine tablets. So I'll fill the water at Spriggs Brook, and then add one of these tablets. And then after you let the tablet sit in the water, you're supposed to like shake it, but it'll be in my pack, getting jostled around. So it takes half an hour, and then the chlorine tablet kills any bacteria that's in the water, and then it's safe to drink. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm all packed up from lunch and headed for Granite Lake. I think that this part of the trail is not super hilly, so it shouldn't be that hard, I think. And it should take me maybe about an hour to get there. Are you kidding me? I just walked about, I don't know, for 20 seconds and came upon this. So where I just had lunch, I thought was Spriggs Brook. It's actually probably just a little tributary to Spriggs. And I was sure the last time I was here, there was a bridge like this, but I remembered that other old little bridge. Oh my gosh. And it all seemed kind of unfamiliar to me. But this is actually Spriggs Brook, which is super pretty. There's a couple of little ducks down there. This is where I meant to have lunch. Oh, it was like literally like a 30-second walk. Anyway, all good. But I did think that Spriggs Brook looked very, a lot smaller than what I had remembered it as. And that's why. Because I wasn't at Spriggs Brook. It's not my day. Between like, oh gosh, isn't this so pretty though? Between not bringing enough water, then adding too much water to my lunch. Oh, Lordy. Maybe I should just turn around and go home. But nope, I'm gonna keep going. When you leave the Spriggs Brook Bridge, it's quite hilly for like 100 or 200 meters, not kilometers. And now I've hit the part of the trail that the trail itself is still a little bit rough, like it's all roots and rocks and stuff, but we're walking along beside Spriggs Brook, and it's really pretty. There's a mayfly hatch happening. I've seen one fish jump so far. Ooh, I just heard something big splash up here, but it sounded really big, like maybe a duck. Anyway, I'm really glad that I decided to carry on, because this part of the trail is awesome. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. You can hear water running. So there is a little underground stream here. I don't know where it starts. There's no water up this slope, but where this tree has fallen over, there's a little underground brook. And that's going out right here. Somewhere you can't actually see where it's going into the brook either, into Spriggs Brook. Really cool. Just approaching Granite Lake. And this is where I'm going to make my next decision about my next movement. Whether I carry on or turn around and head back. Oh wow, look at all the flies swarming. So many. Oh, there's a little duck right there that I'm scaring. Sorry, ducky. There he goes. With this many flies, I would expect to see fish jumping. I might just hang out here with all these bugs and observe. I just walked another 2 minutes around the trail that goes around the lake, and it's a little bit open here so I can get a better view of the lake for my next break here. I think what I'm going to do is make myself a cup of coffee, but before I do that, I want to show you this rock, because the flies that are on it are there's thousands of mayflies out right now. Yeah, they're all out on the water there too, but no fish jumping. It's a little curious. So I do have my fishing rod with me today, my little one, just in case. So really I'm going to sit, have a cup of coffee, and see if there's any fish action close to shore here. Got my stove set up, heating up an appropriate amount of water. And for coffee, I'm just gonna drink it out of that pot. And I've got this stuff, which is Starbucks Instant. It's not bad for an instant coffee. And I take cream in my coffee, but instead of using cream, I use whitener when I'm on the trail. And these are in-room whiteners. So they're from, every time I go to a hotel, I will grab whatever packets of whitener is in the room, and I keep them and put them in my hiking kit so I can have coffee on the trail. Remember when I said this was a good time to come out to the trail because there's no bugs around? Yeah, I lied. There are lots of bugs around. But luckily they're not mosquitoes and they're not black flies. Those are the only bugs that really bother me. These little flies that are swarming all around me now are, I'm calling them mayflies. I'm not sure that they're actually mayflies, but they're something similar to a mayfly. And they don't bug me much. I mean, they fly in my face and stuff. I don't love that. But they don't bite, so I don't really care that they're here. There are a few fish jumping out there. I'm not sure if you can see them. They're out in the middle of the lake. I've only seen a few rises. I haven't seen like a ton of activity here. And they're way, way too far away for me to catch them, even if I did throw my line in. Sometimes it's just nice to sit and watch them, though. I got here about 4 hours ago to the trailhead. I've only walked about 4.5 kilometers, but I did have that leisurely lunch break, and now I'm having a leisurely coffee break. Only, like, I had lunch like an hour ago, and then just wanted to walk down here to see the lake, and then decide if I had enough like energy and time if I wanted to keep going and maybe complete 1 or even 2 more loops, because this whole trail system is about 20 kilometers. If I was like really ambitious today, I probably would have done the whole thing. It's quite hard. Like it's quite a difficult trail. So to do 20, you kind of have to start pretty early and expect to be done like pretty late. But I was prepared for that if my spirit was willing, which today it was not. So I think I'm just going to finish up my coffee, which is almost gone and now has 2 bugs in it. So I guess my coffee is done. And just continue to sit here and just look. Yeah. You don't always have to push yourself. And even though I've walked, I say only 4.5 kilometers, that'll be like, 9 or 10 kilometers by the time I get back to the trailhead. So that's not nothing. So I'm not going to beat myself up over not doing the entire trail system. Yeah, sometimes it's just nice to come out to a trail and get swarmed by mayflies and drink coffee and eat soupy mac and cheese and gummy bears. I just saw another hiker. Big excitement, her and her dog. So I have been on this trail now for 4.5 hours. I'm turning around and I'm gonna head back out. So by the time I get back to the car, it will be about 9 to 10 kilometers altogether. That normally wouldn't take 4.5 hours for me to do 4.5 kilometers, but I wanted to stop and sit and have a nice lunch, and then I just stopped back there, had a nice cup of coffee. I think I could have sat there for another 2-3 hours and just looked at nothing. But I know that I have to get back out of here, and I know it's a workout, so I'm taking off now. I probably won't film much on the way out. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. And Donnie Wanders. We'll see you in the next one.